Studio with Natalie.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. So, City have been beaten with a late penalty for PSG in the final of the Perth International Cup, but so many positives to take from that game. I'm still joined by Izzy Christiansen in the studio. Izzy, there is lots of positives, but my immediate feeling is that of frustration, obviously losing to a penalty when we've had two penalties, a penalty in each of the games, clear-cut penalties that weren't given. It's a bit frustrating.
It is very frustrating. I think given the one in the first half on Bunny Shaw was a stonewall. Clear as day, and I think, no complaints about the penalty that Man City conceded. Kasper definitely clips, the attacker's foot, and and a good penalty to dispatch it. But yeah, I think Man City, by far the better team, I must say. But PSG always carry that threat on the counter-attack, and they didn't give up. And their goalkeeper had a bit of a worldie, didn't she, and kept them in the game and gave them the opportunity to then go on and win it just at the end. But I think Man City can take a lot of positives from that first half performance, and then a lot of players getting really good exposure in the second half. Yeah,
she very much sent a message to Mary Earps on the bench today that she's not going to be giving up that position easily. Right, we'll have a look at some of those second half chances that we had. The first one here coming for Lauren Hemp. What did you make of this opportunity, Izzy?
Brilliantly worked play again from City. Hemp with a shot on a weaker foot, she works it wide. I think Blinkilde Brown with that first time pass out to the opposite winger was brilliant. That'll give the manager a lot of things to think about in that position with Blinkilde Brown and Jess Park. I thought both had a terrific game. But yeah, that chance from Hemp on a right foot, she just doesn't get quite enough angle on the shot to trouble the goalkeeper, but it seemed like it was going to take a lot to trouble her today.
It really did, yeah. It was going to take something absolutely special. There was another chance a few minutes later, a foul on Bunny Shaw that led to a free kick. Then, is it something concerning for City about how fast PSG broke from the free kick? Are we going to see that here? Let's have a look. Yes, so this was so this was a free kick, and following the free kick, PSG break really fast and end up really threatening our goal. So, first of all, what did you make of the free kick?
Oh, this needs polishing, come the start of the season, but if you're going to make mistakes like this, it's now. But yeah, PSG, this is what they're waiting for. They're waiting for an error. They're waiting to capitalise on a loose pass, a bad touch. Jess Park does really well to get back in there, and then she's unlucky because they've got a player overlapping. And yeah, it's good counter-attack, and I think Chiara Keating's got her post covered. She does enough to come out and put her off, and Kasper does the same. But yeah, I think, on that, the basics are no square passes, to set up the counter-attack. But that tackle again from Jess Park, that tracking back. I saw Pep Guardiola speaking about it yesterday about Haaland in post-match interview, about it doesn't matter who runs, we run together, and that's an example of, the methodology of the club. Jess Park getting back, Bunny Shaw was getting back as well, and Kasper was there as well. So good attitude to get back in, but you're right, that needs tweaking for the season.
Yeah, I love that. I love when I see a player absolutely bombing it,
Class.
And not a defender. Someone just goes. There was loads of moments last year when players did that in the women's and the men's team, and I love that sort of DNA that we have in the club. The next opportunity here, 54 minutes, is another opportunity for Bunny Shaw. Hasn't got on the score sheet today, but gosh, she's tried. It won't be long. And another, how has she saved that?
It's a brilliant, point blank save again from Kidronek, because Bunny Shaw peels out, takes the ball first time. It's brilliant from Lauren Hemp. She looks up, sees Bunny Shaw there, cuts it back. She does well, Bunny Shaw, to get the shot off with enough power. You can just see there the keeper celebrating. That tells you a lot. And if we're being really, really critical about Bunny Shaw, he needs to go further into the corner with her attempts. But brilliant play again from City, and they got into those areas a lot today, which I think will please Gareth Taylor.
We made a few substitutions then. Everybody that went on tour got minutes, which I just think is brilliant. Lots of substitutions towards the end of the second half. Chloe Kelly came on. She came on for about 20-25 minutes and had a good few chances when she did. The first one for her in the 72nd minute. Really pleased that everybody got minutes, by the way. I think that's so important on the tour. Let's have a look at the Chloe opportunity now. What did you make of this one, Izzy?
Yeah, really good, direct, point-to-prove play from Chloe Kelly. She came on that left-hand side, and that always gives a player like Chloe the opportunity to come inside, to combine. You can just see here, she shifts the ball, a little drop of the shoulder. She does well to get the shot off. You'd back her every time to hit the target from there, and that's what she does, but just not quite enough, purchase on the ball to trouble the goalkeeper again. But she looked lively when she came on, Chloe Kelly.
So next opportunity here, you mentioned Fabinho, how good she played in the cameo that she had in the first game. She came on here, good attack there down by the right from her, which ended up in this opportunity. Just not quite there yet.
That's it. And those are the final pieces, which, you know, they've got Man City, you've got 3 weeks, you know, before the start of the WSL. I know they'll have a Champions League match before then in the preliminary rounds. But, you know, I think if you're a manager in this situation, if you're Gareth Taylor in his shoes, super happy with the impact of the players that came on. These players of, you know, the Faginos, the Yasmitas, the Miedemars, for example, the new signings that have come in, Lazelle, who came in, really pleasing. They don't look like new signings, and I think that says a lot about, you know, the recruitment and then also the players' application straight away, new club, you know, hit the ground running. And that's something which Man City, I think, need this season, is to increase the level, the squad depth, the level, so that there's maybe, you know, 19, 20 players who could all start. Because if you're going to go into back-to-back games, you know, League, Champions League, Cup competitions, to sustain that level, you know, requires a lot of physical effort. So to have players, like you say, getting minutes, it's brilliant experience.
Yeah, and especially when you think that Fujino and Yamashita met their teammates at the airport for the first ever time. They look like they've slotted in nice and easy there. So let's just take a look at the penalty. Let's have a little look again at it. And like we say, we're not arguing with the penalty. It's just the frustration that City have had 2 clear-cut penalties in this tournament that weren't given. Kirsten will be annoyed at herself, but I thought she had a good game.
She was brilliant, and I said on commentary moments earlier, I was thinking she's been really good today. You know, quite under the radar, but tactically, technically really, really good. Physically got forward a lot in the first half, but this, no complaints. I think she knows it as well. It's a difficult one for her, because if you just watch here, the way that she just gets a touch on the ball, and it's almost like a tired challenge. She just gets her foot, nicks it. It's enough for the referee to give it, and you know, that's football. Sometimes you're aggrieved, and you know, it's a good finish. You know, no complaints about the penalty. Sends Keating the wrong way. But I thought what was most pleasing about that Man City then, after conceding that penalty, they got back on top of the game, and I think that'll tell Gareth Taylor a lot about the mentality of the group and that. So yeah, unfortunate, but I think the bigger picture is a really good, you know, fixture for them, good performance, and a lot to build on.
There was a bit of a split decision on that penalty within our staff when it
happened.
Was there? I just thought it was. I thought it was soft, but I just thought it was. I think if you're contacting the foot like that, if it was the other way around, we'd be calling for it. Did you think it was soft, or did you make the contact?
I actually thought no complaints. I thought it was a penalty. I think it's one of those where the PSG attacker, I can't remember who it was, but she's clever. She just gets to the ball first. And it's a matter of split seconds from Casper Rai. She was so close, but as soon as you stamp on and make contact in the box, the referee's going to have an invitation to blow the whistle. And why she didn't blow the one in the first half on Bunny Shaw, I don't know. But yeah, bigger picture is brilliant performance from City.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. And we kept going, though. City kept going in those last few minutes that they had of the game. Chloe had another chance. I thought it was bending in, but it just took at the last second a bend to the right, and it just went wide. But it's a driving run here by Chloe.
Yeah, again, the little pass from Jess Park's brilliant, and you can see Chloe Kelly's reaction there. She knows that, you know, if you want anyone in that position, she's good. She is good in those areas, and you can just see the strike on the ball. It's moving away from goal. She catches it with the outside of her foot, but that is so close. But a really nice little connection between her and Jess Park to get Chloe Kelly into that area. But yeah, they'll be going home hungry, which is a good thing, really good thing. They'll come back here to CFA, get back on with the training schedule and start building up again towards the start of the season.
Before we have a look to the new WSL season, which is coming so quickly now, I can't wait. Is there any concerns for you? Can you make me feel a little bit better that City haven't scored an open play goal in the 2 games?
I don't think so. I think that, and, you know, I saw second half of the Leicester game. I've just seen, obviously, that game. I think there would be concerns if they weren't getting into the 18-yard box with quality. There's been loads of chances created today. The PSG goalkeeper's, you know, had a terrific game. She'll be delighted with her own performance, and I think that says quite a lot. But yeah, no, I think City getting into those areas, because that was probably the area last season where I thought, OK, City's working through the thirds is magnificent. It's just that end bit. If Bunny Shaw's not available, how are they going to get those goals in that area? But I'm looking at that and going, there's a lot to be excited about there. I think the season will be a good one for City.
Good, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, that's made me feel better. So it's Sunday the 22nd of September is City's first game in the new WSL season. And in the way that football does and likes to pull out different storylines, City have drawn Arsenal away. Not drawn, City are playing Arsenal away for the first game of the WSL season. Of course, Arsenal that stopped our title charge last season. And of course, Arsenal, where Miedemar has come from. So the underlying storylines I always find so fascinating in football. I was saying to you before, Izzy, that I've still got the pain from the Arsenal game. I've still got those last few minutes and how I felt in those last few minutes. I can still feel. I'll shake it by the start of the WSL season. But a first game away at Arsenal, I mean, I'm just throwing us right back into it. Does it get much trickier than that in a WSL season?
Probably doesn't. Probably you could argue it could be harder by going Chelsea away in the first game. But any of those two teams, tough match. I think, the way that historically the WSL has been won, it's come down to head-to-heads between the top teams who are in that cohort, top 3, top 4. But last season with that game against Arsenal here at the Joy Stadium, I think, City again, by far the dominant team. It's about putting the chances away. And even if you do end up conceding too late on, it doesn't matter because you've converted in the first half. Not that you want to have that attitude, but it's more like the security. But yeah, no, Arsenal away at the Emirates, it'll be a sellout. They've got, let's be honest, a magnificent commercial model of the football club where they sell it out for the women's games. I think that's something which City players will thrive off. There'll be an away section of away fans, which will be mad. It'll be class to see. Myself and Steph will be there. Steph Horton, of course.
Amazing.
So, well, obviously we know who we'll be supporting. But no, I think City, it's a great start. When they're playing football like they've shown tonight, they'll be fresh, they'll be ready to go, and they'll have to be ruthless on the day, and I think that's the exciting part.
The men also play Arsenal that day as well.
Of course, yeah.
The way that the fixtures land as well, it's an Arsenal day.
Love it.
In terms of signings, transfers, I mentioned Miedemar came from Arsenal to us, which I know was a surprise and a disappointment to some of the Arsenal fans. They've signed Mariona Calendente. Obviously, she come from Barcelona. She won the World Cup for Spain. She won the Champions League for Barcelona. What do you make of the kind of signings there?
Yeah, they've made some good signings. They've brought in a Swedish player as well. Can't remember her name because it's quite a complex one to pronounce, which is really bad. I need to scrub up on my knowledge before the start of the season.
You've got 3 weeks, you'll be all right.
There we go then. But yeah, Caldente, who I know very well from watching a lot of her play in the Champions League and for Spain. They've been brought in with this kind of intention to break down low blocks, which Arsenal have been quite vocal about. Jonas Eidevall's been vocal about having problems breaking down a low block for Arsenal last season. But I think that, bringing in quality signings like that only enhances the quality of the opposition, which means, Man City, when they do play against players and teams like that, you've got to up your level again and again. But Miedemar coming this way to Manchester, up to the better part of the country, the north, then, yes, she'll get a taste of what it's like up here. It's way better than down south, as we all know. And yeah, she'll be ready for that. I'm sure she'll be needed, in whatever capacity in that game. But it's a really exciting start to the season. I think it'll be one that, gets everybody off their feet, ready to go for what will be a pretty hard season, but a good one as well.
Oh, I can't wait already. I'll be counting down now. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We've worked you hard on the commentary you had here as well. And of course, good luck as well with the season with the under-16s.
Yes, thanks very much.
If anyone didn't know, you're working in the academy now.
Yes, yeah, under-16 girls, assistant coach. We had a tournament yesterday, which nearly went our way in terms of winning, but just, got pipped in the semi-final. But really good experience. Show them a lot of clips of the first team, pictures of best practice, we call it. So it's really nice to sort of transfer that to the younger generation. And, for them now, there's one hell of an opportunity ahead to go and be a big player for this club. So let's hope they all relish the opportunity.
So exciting. I'm sure they absolutely love having you around. Is there any young Izzies that we've got to look out for?
No, but there's a young Jane. Her name is Jane, and she's one to watch in the academy. A fantastic player. Yeah, absolute joy to watch, and she scored some pretty good solo goals yesterday. So she's one to look out for in the future.
OK, we heard it here first.
Keep her low profile for now, though.
Definitely, I like that, yes. Thank you so much. Have you got an afternoon off now?
Yeah, probably won't sleep for the rest of the afternoon.
Go and have a little rest and a little drink as well. Yes, thank you so much for being here. It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining us today on Matchday Live. So, City women didn't win today. They've not brought a trophy home, but every single one of them that travelled to Australia has got some minutes, and there's so many positives that we can take from the two games. So thank you for being here with us today. We very much look forward to the Champions League qualifiers and the start of the WSL. So enjoy the international break. Enjoy the couple of weeks off from football, because it's about to get manic on every single front. Between now and then, you can fill your boots on City Plus with some of the incredible documentaries and features that we have on there. Take a look.
Amazing thing what the club have done.
Football was a fun thing for me, and
the way he's so technically gifted as well.
Whoa, hang on a minute.
And I thought, wow, he's got some skills.
Yes, I am. I sure I am. City till I die.